Hi, it's Lori with Positive Thanks Living, and I'm going to do some more work in this journal. Finish the cover first. The first page is done. This is one of the envelopes, jeweler's envelopes that I made while I was watching Wendy at Journal Adventures video. So I'm really happy with this. This is a little tag from my mom many years ago, with a jewel pin. I haven't found anything yet to put inside, but oh well. And the pretty fabric envelope from Ashley at Cover to Cover Creations. I think I'll put this in the front. And this is a little envelope that I saw someone make. Her name is Gina. Gina makes it. I watched her video on YouTube, and then I'll link it below, both Wendy's video and Gina's envelope template. She has a template you can use to download from her website. So I made one of these. Thanks, Gina. And a little bit of sari silk to close it. I don't know if it'll keep it that way, but it's pretty for now. Anyhow. And it can go in the front here. I've had a few days to myself just to do a little bit of crafting, or a lot of crafting, slowly. Just a little tuck. Added some beads here. You saw this before. And I've been tucking things into this journal that I have to put on, that I've made. So this is one of them. Little card. I think I'm going to attach it like here. So let's just work on this as we talk. How are you doing? How's your week going? Have you had any time to craft, to make things, to be creative? One of the things I like about being creative, this paper crafting, keeps my mind quiet so that I can just be at peace. Now these were some strips from the long collage board that I made, and I watched someone by the name of Julie Stein, again on YouTube. I'll link to her video, and she talked about making strips so that it lays down in your journal and is pretty on the edge. And you can add some fabric and a bulb pin. So I took her advice. So I thought we'd put this on here, because if it's on the edge and you're going through, you can see how it shows up there. But there's a wee bit of a tear, and that was probably from the tea dye. Oh, more stuff to add. And so I thought I'd put down some washi on this side, maybe this side. Let's do it on both sides. I have some plain washi, a lot. Yes, I'm putting it in a Reynolds Wrap packaging because it allows me to just pull it over to the TV where I craft sometimes. Let's do a blue. Yeah, bluey gray. I'm trying to bring more blues into this journal because of the cover being blue, blues and greens. I'm not really trying to make a ocean or a water themed journal. In fact, I don't even know what I'm going to call it or what its theme is. It just has lots of blues and greens. And it's harder than I thought it would be to find pictures of flowers in the blue and green tones, which has been a surprise. So I have a card here, cardboard, that I'm using to stick things down. Now there's one concern when you sew the signatures in before they're completely done. And I did this on purpose because it's always been my stumbling point where I stop before I sew in the signatures or do the cover. So I did it backwards on this journal. I did the cover first, then I sewed in the signatures and glued them in. But I'm discovering the downside is when you're trying to decorate and it's become a very generous sized journal that fixing the edges of the pages or adding things to the edge of the pages, you need a hard surface. So I'm using a piece of cardboard to push down as I glue things. And I have I don't know what I did with it now, but it's going to be a writing card, very strong one that I'll decorate and include with the journal so that writing on the pages will be easier. Okay, so that's on this side. I think that looks pretty, huh? Do this. I think what I'll do later on is put just some plain paper here to write on and do something on this side. But here's an edge, and that's Julie Stein. I'll link her video below where she talks and shows how to do this. And then this is a pocket that opens up. And I have to make something that goes on the inside there. Ah, yes. I think what I was going to do here is put this in the corner. Let's put a little more washi down, and we'll start with adding some glue. All right, there's the washi. And just a bead of glue, because sometimes washi comes unstuck, and I don't want that to happen. Oh, dear. Yeah, this journal is coming together quite nicely. I'm debating whether I just fill up the whole thing with pretty things or leave some plain empty pages. I don't know yet. That's to be determined. I'll put this down. Now this is going to be a corner tuck. So I have to be careful to do the right sides. As you can see, I sewed on it. This again was from the long collage masterboard from Rachel at Roxy Creations weekly challenge. I did 50 inches of a collaged masterboard on packing paper. I haven't been doing this long enough that I've collected strong enough large pieces of book pages. She had suggested doing it on book pages, and I don't have that yet, so I chose to use packing paper. I have a lot of that, Amazon packaging. Okay, and then this is watercolor paper, and I had been playing with watercolor flowers. I'm not a watercolor person, but I thought it turned out okay. So I'm going to include that in there. All right, and moving forward. Saw that. Aha. Now this was a beautiful design, Waverly Papers designs, and from Toque. I'll link below where I got the image, and this is my color. I like this color. So I made just a little booklet, and I think I'll create a belly band, but I haven't decided whether I'm going to do just a piece of lace, because I don't want to cover up the pretty. I haven't decided that yet. That's to be determined. Aha, this made in another video. It's marbled end page bookmarks, 2 of them put together. I'll link to that video too. So that's already in there. This I haven't, so that's going to go on this side. I think we'll put this pocket with the tag on there. Again, this is from that packing paper, 50 inches worth of collage masterboard using digital images. And the reason I'm only doing 3 sides is the option of tucking something behind the actual pocket. So let's do this on the corner. So this way we have a pocket and we have a tuck behind the pocket. A little bit of lace, a little bit of fabric. This fabric is actually from the cover. I cut the edges of the cover off, so I'm reusing it in the journal. This is going to go on this side like the other one, and these are images from, I think this is anyhow, from the Graphics Fairy. I belong to their premium membership, and I enjoy going on there and just finding different images that inspire me. Something pretty to look at that way. So, and carrying on, this is scrapbook paper that I tea-dyed, and I'm very pleased with that. It's funny, you try something new and you're not sure whether you're actually going to like it. Tag. I think that was from the Graphics Fairy with a tuck. And I'm really enjoying using these little bulb pins with glass beads. That's the end of one signature. And I want to put this pocket on here. Fabrics, pocket. This is another jeweler's envelope that I have to decorate in some way. And I'm not sure how yet, but let's put this in here for now as a pocket. It's a white card that's been, I've used tissue paper from a pattern to give it that aged, is aged the right word? I don't know. Tea-dyed vintage look. And some fabric on top with some buttons, vintage buttons from my mum's button box. So we now have a pocket at the end of the signature. All right, still not sure what I'm going to do with this jeweler's envelope. Saw how I decorated the front one here, but don't know. I have a little flower image. Not sure yet. Gotta think about that some more, but it's gonna go in the front of this signature, the second signature. Aha, another edge paper by Julie Stein. Let's attach this one. I placed them in the journal where I think I want them, and thought I'd attach them with you as we do this on the video. It's so fun to be able to find new makers with ideas. I create as much as I can in front of the television where I stream YouTube videos, and then I come to my craft table and finish it up here. And obviously this is where I'm doing the video. Some sari silk. It's the same sari silk that will go around the journal. So I'm trying to tie that blue and that green in there again. It's pretty. A tuck. And I think what I decided, yes, on this side, I liked this. This is some hug snug. I don't know what it is. Ribbon. It's not ribbon. It's seam binding. And I have a bunch of that to add. So I tried ruffling it a bit with the sewing machine. Yeah, it's okay. All right, now I have to be careful where I put it on. I want to do this side. And just to tuck a tag or another piece of paper or something behind. But it adds interest on the page. And here we go. Let's put a hard surface down. My poor old sewing machine is getting a really good workout these days. Not with fabric, but with paper. It's got to be more than, well, it's at least 35 years old, but it's doing well. Wasn't anything fancy, but it worked well when our kids were small. I'm going to do this one as a tuck too. We used to call it rick-rack. Do you still call that design rick-rack? I don't know. Down. This is tea-dyed paper, and the paper that I'm using in the journal and backing things is much heavier than copy paper, but it's nowhere near a cardstock. The texture of it changed when I tea-dyed it. It became more crisp, solid, really nice texture. You can hear that it's not flimsy. So I've been using it as the backing for all these journaling cards too, that are now made into a tuck. I just found them too small to be a journaling card. Okay, and this is going to go on this side. And be careful not to put it down there. Here we go. That's nice. And this is a paper bag. I think I'm gonna put this here, but I haven't decided completely. But inside, this is something I made a little while ago. This is from G. Kerr's Free Printables. It's got a little card in here and a whole bunch of tags. I just thought it was pretty, and I can include it in this journal as extra writing spots. And it goes in here. I'll do that later. And this one goes in here, I think. Or did I think here? Nope, here. Let's do it on this side. Okay. How are you doing? I wanted to say thank you to all those that have subscribed. I'm very thankful for you. I hope I can make more videos that you find valuable, that you can watch. Add to your crafting experience. And here's another one of those. I had made this in a video. I'll link to that video below. It's just a double bookmark. That was really pretty. This one. I wanted to pair the pink with the pink. There's a little card on the front of this from Nikki Adigan. I think they're called fascinating word cards, and there's a bunch of different definitions with their word, and I printed them in a very small format. Utony, Utony, The pleasantness of a word's sound. And there's others. I have this little tin of labels and such. There's another one. Habitals check a person fascinated by their own facts. Yeah, all kinds of interesting words, fascinating words. Oh, and here is the third jeweler's envelope. And again, I have no idea what I'm going to do. To think about that. This was in a Happy Mail. It's a paper clip and a tag. So I thought, I'm going to put it in this one. This journal. And tracing paper. So I think this will look really pretty here because you'll be able to see it through the tracing paper. And then those strips that I made watching Julie Stein's video. Adding a bulb pin and some of the sari silk. That's going to be the closure of this journal. And it might just really need a closure because it's becoming very generous sized. I had the collage masterboard, and then I added, so I tore strips off this width, and then I added a few extra blue pops of color just to tie into this. And this is, interestingly, graph paper, and the lines were blue, and when I tea-dyed it, the blue lines leached and created this interesting design. I don't think I could do it again if I tried. That's the joy of crafting, huh? You come up with things that be nice to replicate, duplicate, but it's not always a given that you will be able to. And I thought this ribbon color tied nicely into that color. That's why I put it there. The middle signature. Ah, yes, this. So I got some blue wax to make some seals, and I spent some time the other day melting wax. Do you see all the different wax options? So they're going to go in this journal. Maybe that's too many, I don't know, but I like them. I think they're pretty. And this is the journaling card that I just kept layering. I started with this small bit, and I thought, well, that's kind of small. Okay, let's put it on something larger. So I put it on larger, and then I thought, oh yeah, but you have to be able to write on it. So I added something else. And out of all the journaling cards I've made, I think I'm happiest with this one. Go figure. So another corner tuck to go in the last signature. And again, as you can tell from the back of this, this is a part of the long collage board from Roxy's weekly challenge. And after I'd made it, I thought to myself, now what am I going to do with all this? But it's sort of finding its use. And it's not too thick that I'm worried about it adding too much bulk to the journal. But it is thick enough to be secure and strong. So anything that gets tucked in there is not going anywhere. I wrapped a little bit of blue embroidery floss around the seal because I thought it looked nice. And we have the little journaling card there. Almost to the end. This might be it that I've created to add to this. Nope, one more, I think. Nope, two more. Okay, let's add this here. Okay, this side. So down here. Sorry, I don't mean to keep flipping, but I'm checking myself. Unfortunately, I have had the experience of gluing the wrong sides down. And if you've ever had that experience, you'll understand how very frustrating it is. Yeah. Okay. That can go in there. And we have Atlas page. Now this is from the Graphics Fairy also. And it's an envelope, I think. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. Whether I'll put it down on the page and let it be like a belly band to tuck something behind. Because as pretty as this is, so if I just had glued it down, and then you can still write here, but it has to have some kind of closure. So I have to think through that. And this. So this is an envelope that's also in the Graphics Fairy premium website, and I backed it with some tea-dye paper. And it's in here for now, but I don't think it'll stay there. So it's coming along. It's being filled up, this journal. Thank you to all the other creators that I watch your videos and craft along as you make things, and for those I send away too. And yeah, it's coming along. What do you think? Getting pretty. Okay, it's Lori with Positive Thanks Living. Have a wonderful day. Take care.